Hi, everybody. It is the Crypto Enthusiast. It's February 24th, and I'm here to talk to you about Qlink today. I have been a fan of Neo and the Neo tokens like Deep Brain Chain, Red Pulse, Qlink since I heard the Chinese government coming out with the major regulations, and then a few weeks after that, I started realizing that it's one of the only spaces or countries geographically where there is a strong regulatory environment. And the more research I did, I started realizing that Neo tokens need to cross their T's and dot their I's and meet a lot of compliance conditions to launch an ICO. After all, the Chinese government has gone into exchanges and shut them down. It's gone into ICOs that were getting ready to run and shut them down. It has done a lot to what I thought originally was hurt the cryptocurrency space and the blockchain enterprise section altogether. But when I stepped back, I saw that now I finally have somewhere to look to see ICOs coming out where I feel trust. I feel that there's integrity, and because of those regulatory conditions put in place, compared to, say, Ethereum and the ERC20 tokens, for example, I don't have that same level of trust. That it's just not been fostered, and I do a lot of research on coins, a lot. I'm essentially addicted to it. For a long time, I just was into Bitcoin. I really liked how it's decentralized. I really love the depth of the community, and I still am, in many ways, a big Bitcoin fan. But since I've started looking at other coins, the Neo platform and Neo coins have got my attention, and primarily they've fostered a feeling of trust and integrity because of the compliance sector and the regulations they have to work within. When I looked at Qlink, then I became even more inspired, because after researching on-chain and the Neo platform, and on-chain is the parent company of EO, and then specifically focusing my research on Qlink, it became clear that the 4 areas in Qlink's white paper that it focuses on all are a really good niche market, and they present unique opportunities, and I think there's just a huge value add there. This can be lucrative for Qlink investors, but in my opinion, aside from just profits, these 4 different modalities can help connect people and will foster an ecosystem where online data is more affordable to people and ultimately contribute to a more empowered, educated society built around blockchain ideas. That's amazing. Personally, I feel this technology, Qlink, when the research I've been doing, and I've learned quite a bit, I feel this technology will be so disruptive that we're going to see a rebalancing of power away from telecom providers as having all the power to the end users having some of the power, and that power will be held in a decentralized manner. Why should I not be allowed to share my leftover bandwidth at the end of the month with my home internet? If I pay for 50 gigs a month and I only use 25, why should I not be allowed to share that 25 gigs of bandwidth, of data, with someone else? On my cell phone, if I pay for 6 gigs of data per month and I only use 2, why should I not be allowed to get anything from that commodity that I've paid for, that data? Why shouldn't I be allowed to share it? For the first time, Qlink is using, they're calling, the term they're using, which I like, is called telecom assets. Telecom assets, and you could call it data assets. It's you've paid for something. You've paid for an asset. Bandwidth is an asset, and at the end of the month, it's simply gone. It's no longer worth anything. And this, I'm still just talking about the first use case. This does bleed over into the second one. The first use case is where I think we're going to see and I'm talking about the first one in the white paper, which you can read extensively if you just download the white paper. But I really like how if a cafe has internet, Wi-Fi, people go there, they use it, but people who live around can get the password and just be using that internet. Why not make it so with the blockchain you're able to change that password regularly, increase security so people can't just be skimming the internet, because many cafes I go to work now have really low quality Wi-Fi, and that's because the cafes have simply given up. They now just get a low quality package, and if you want to go there and download movies, oh well, too bad for you. Now they don't have to do that. The way that Qlink has set this app up is so that you download the Qlink app. At the end of the month, if they have 20 gigs of data left, or 50 gigs, or 100 gigs, they can sell it, or maybe instead of the word sell, I should use the word trade, to an end user for Qlink tokens, or much more likely, I think in the short term, will be trade it to a third party who will then redistribute it for Qlink, redistribute it to other people for free. So they'll get to use internet for free, Wi-Fi, and all they'll have to do is look at an ad, watch a Netflix ad for 60 seconds, or maybe fill in a survey. Internet advertising is really, really valuable because of metadata. They know for the first time in history they're able to target eyeballs compared to a newspaper or television news. They can see with metadata, have some idea what your gender is, what your age is, where you like to surf, what your interests are, and therefore have targeted advertising aimed directly at you. This does touch on privacy issues, which are very important to me. However, that happens already on the internet, and I do think the blockchain is going to help resolve that. Privacy is another issue. However, if I can sell my leftover data on my cell phone package to a third party for Qlink tokens, and they redistribute that Wi-Fi to other people for free, and that those people maybe have to look at an ad, I'm so okay with that. And all these cafes or airports or restaurants or hotels, anyone using distributing Wi-Fi now can get a good package, and whatever's left, redistribute it, and not have to worry about people skimming the Wi-Fi for months at a time. And if you change the password, they just have to go buy a coffee. The Qlink app really seems to be resolving that. And one of the things I like that I found out in one of the first emails I got back from them is that you don't have to have a different SIM card. Any SIM card will work, and it will work in any country, the Qlink app. Also, though, in case it's not working in a school or a workplace, they have a VPN that just came out. I believe it is right here. Oh, it just came out on a new exchange, by the way, CoinNest. That's yesterday. Yes, the Qlink VPN server. I think that's really good. I didn't know that people would have any. It makes sense. You'd probably have certain areas where Wi-Fi would be blocked for something like that. I used to work at a financial institution, and you weren't able to go to certain websites. So servers, this will help people get around that, especially since the Neo platform and Qlink, well, they're based out of Hong Kong, and China, the Great Chinese Firewall, can make information getting out almost on the same part. Well, getting information in and out are both difficult. So a VPN really, I think, was just a really good idea. But this is just the first use case. The other thing, it's hard to get so much in with so little time on one of these videos. I do think I'm going to make a second and third video to discuss the 3 other use cases, and maybe even a fourth, because the emails that I've sent out, I want to say when I'm researching a coin, oh, and this is not financial advice. I'm just a person interested in crypto. I'm an enthusiast. Nothing I say should be taken as financial advice. With that said, when I'm researching a coin or token or project, the way they reply in their emails or phone calls says so much. Many coins don't reply at all. I've even sent support tickets where you're requesting help using their product and not gotten a reply. And when I do, sometimes it's just been a circular runaround, and I'm just asking like a simple question about, can I use this product in my home country? How can I, is there any way that I can use a beta version of your product before it comes out? What wallet will I need to hold in order to get your airdrop tokens that are coming? For example, I asked that question to the NEO Council. No, I'm sorry. Yes, it was the NEO Council that I emailed, and about the ontology airdrop coming up. And there was a really nice response. Emailing Qlink, one of the first replies I got was referring me to a blog. And then I replied. And the second time I replied, I realized now I'm talking to a human being, not a bot, not a copy and paste response. That has been consistent with NEO and all the NEP5 tokens that I've researched, which are, I've made videos for Red Pulse, Deep Brain, and now Qlink. And I'm going to be making follow-up videos for them. And the way they reply to investor inquiries is much more human, much better than when I've tried to do digging and research on ERC20 tokens, and I've only tried to dig into a handful of ERC20s. I like Ethereum. I don't love it. And I love NEO. I love their tokens. Maybe I'll find an ERC20 I like, but I gotta say, that alone, I could make a video actually on just grading coins and their teams on how well they reply to information requests. I'm not asking for anything big, and I don't say that I have a YouTube channel, and I don't create the impression that I have 100,000 subscribers or anything like that. I just phrase it honestly as a potential investor looking for more information. And that, it's so easy to tell who's planning on, who doesn't really care. They just want to get the money off the token sales, create maybe an impression so they don't go to jail that they were trying to do something, and then leave you as a bag holder. I don't feel that with Qlink. I don't feel that with Red Pulse, and I don't feel that with Deep Brain. The NEO platform overall has really impressed me. I'm already over my time limits, and I've hardly even touched on the first use case of Qlink. I like it, guys. It's really impressing me, and they are continuing to reply. I didn't even talk about the Twitter. Look, I really like Qlink, guys. I'm trying to build a channel, Crypto Enthusiast. I'm trying to get subscribers. I'm doing it completely organically from the bottom, working my way up, and I do a lot of research. Please like, please subscribe, please follow the channel, and I hope you guys listen again soon. Thanks. Bye.